Thailand's 2011 BOI, or Board of Investment Fair, was held recently at the huge impact Muang Thong Thani on the edge of Bangkok. The country's flood disaster forced a postponement of the event until early 2012, but nonetheless, Thailand's industry leaders pulled together to showcase innovations, technology and design to both local residents and the world's investors. This was the first international low-carbon fair in Asia, with the theme Going Green for the Future. Participating companies joined in the momentum for a better tomorrow. Indorama Ventures built the first ever PET pavilion that used more than 25,000 PET plastic containers for decoration under the theme For Life, for the World, for the Future. Visitors experienced life in the future and a green home, green office, and learned how to make things from recycled and reused materials. So can I ask you, in terms of saving the planet, saving Thailand, how important is green industry in terms of the BOI?
Oh, that is part of our sustainable promotion, investment sustainable, that we are trying to do it lately. Because otherwise people will think about the BOIs that we promote the industry that make a lot of pollution, wastewaters and something like that. But now the trend of the world is on toward that direction. So I think that we have to really adopt the industry as well. They have to really make it more green. Otherwise, it's very difficult for them to find a market if they're still using something like fossil or anything like that, because that kind of input is very expensive, extremely expensive, more and more. So they have to find way to really reducing the cost of production.
What do you find works better? I mean, is it legislating to enforce this, or is it companies self-policing and saying, all right, let's take it upon ourselves to initiate this because the public wants it?
I think it's the need that the company themselves will have to do it, because they realize that actually they can make money out of the thing that is nothing for before, right? Garbage can make money. The bagasse from the sugar cane and things like that, they can make money. So the people realize it. So people are trying to really do something out of that.
We all know how fragile our planet is. Leading the green charge was the BOI Fair's opening conference, the 5th Save Our Planet event, opened by Bangkok's governor, who in his speech, Saving Bangkok from Climate Change, admitted his biggest ever environmental challenge was the city's recent flood crisis. Some people still believe the city could be fully underwater in their lifetime. Can I ask you, what do you think are the most important lessons that the city of Bangkok learned from last year's flooding?
The most important lesson is that we must not be caught, we meaning the whole country must not be caught like this again. There was I think it was a collective responsibility that the flood became so damaging, and we all have to be better prepared for next year.
There's been a lot of criticism, a lot of fighting. How do you get people to work together?
We have to work together, and I think the fighting was rather exaggerated. We did work together on a daily basis very well, but sometimes we meaning the government and people like us at the BMA see things differently. I don't think it's abnormal. The situation was very serious. Different parties, different organizations have differing priorities, differing views. So differences of opinions are not something out of the ordinary. The point was that in the end we worked together very well, and in fact the damage to Bangkok was far less than many people had predicted earlier on. So I think that bore testimony to the ability to work together.
Based on that, how relevant is a conference like this one today?
I think it's very relevant in a sense of raising public awareness of all the issues concerned. When faced with the flood, I don't think anyone had the time or the inclination to think the big picture. But perhaps now that the flood is gone, at least for the moment, we have time to reflect on what happened, and also time to reflect on the big picture. And we need to reflect on the big picture.
The event, with the focus on air, water and earth, was organised by ASEAN Affairs and Save Our Planet founder Swarup Roy. Well, congratulations on your event today, and obviously great to see people looking at the big picture when it comes to the environment. Is that what this is all about?
Yes and no. Big picture for the big people, but I also want the little people, so-called the masses, not to be forgotten, because it is not about telling them what to do or lecturing them what to do. They have suffered immensely personally in the last 2 months. Big businesses have insurances and banks to bail them out, as we always do. What about the little people who lost their houses, their jobs and their cars? Who's going to help them?
Well, most people would say that environmental issues do begin in your own backyard. Yes. And do you think there's enough emphasis in terms of education and whatever here in Thailand on the environment and sustainability?
Not at all. Not in Thailand, all over the world. Till my house was flooded, my office was flooded, and all my big rich friends in Pathum Thani lost their houses. You know, we felt like for the first time like refugees. So they said, good, you start feeling the pain of the common people. So no, there's not enough emphasis at all, and that is exactly what we are trying to do here. Not one organization can do, but we are attempting to fill part of that gap.
What do you think is the most important message that's coming out of today?
The most important message of today is that floods come and floods go and everything is forgotten. We are trying to see that it is not forgotten, that we are preparing for the next flood or the next disaster to prepare the people. I hope that is a message that should go out today.
There was a lot to sing about here. Throughout the day, a dynamic array of guest speakers gave their take on the environmental issues facing Thailand and the world, such as, how about an alternative to paper pulp that doesn't destroy our forests? Marcus, can I ask you, what is the relevance of today's conference in regards to your company and you?
Thank you for asking, Rain. Well, we are the world's first company that developed alternative pulp, paper pulp, which is price competitive, because I believe markets only accept being green if they get at least the same quality and if possible for a better price. And that platform allows us to introduce our new pulp to the markets.
Now, your new pulp, when you talk, is it still made from trees, or is it made from an alternative source?
Yeah, that's a good question too. So it's a non-tree pulp. So we do not cut trees, we do not destroy environment. We take green garbage, and through a process which the development of took us about 6 years, transform it into high quality pulp, which is equal to the pulp you can buy presently made of trees.
Well, you know, cutting down trees and forests is a big issue, not just in Thailand, worldwide. I mean, why aren't more companies looking at alternatives like this in order to help save the planet?
Well, there's a short answer, they're not really interested. The long answer is a bit more complex. It's about economy. See, in the Asian countries, the per head consumption of paper as a commodity is 6 times lower than in Europe and 10 times lower than in the States, but it's the fastest growing area. So their consumption will grow up to the same level as in Europe, but they don't have the forests to cut them further down, so they depend on import. And for the exporting companies like Russia, Canada and the Scandinavian countries, it's an ideal situation. So the prices for pulp are going up, and they have no need to look into an alternative. So the alternative has to be developed within Asia. You cannot expect the people who live from this upgoing prices and make a good business to show you an alternative to their own product.
Most would agree that environmental understanding begins with good education at the grassroots level.
Well, Professor Saeed is the president of AIT, and I guess an event that deals with the environment is quite topical for you right now, considering what you went through during the floods.
Yes, indeed. It's very important and a key area for AIT for many reasons. For many years, we have been focusing our education, research, and outreach activities towards education and research for sustainability. So issues related to sustainable development is the core of AIT activities, indeed. And also the fact that we went through a big crisis in last October because our campus was completely flooded. That also increases the need of not only AIT but other academic organizations as well to more focus on issues related to sustainability at large.
Swarab Roy hopes to start a nationwide movement where people from students all the way up to business leaders and politicians will take a stand to better protect the nation's environment and play a key role in the bigger plan to work together to save our planet.